Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your weekly news, music, tech, guitar, computer podcast thing. I am your host, Adam Steele, and this is my co-host, Liam. Hello.
Hello.
I'm all right. I have a very large cocktail today, mostly because it has a very large ice cube in it. I got a special ice cube tray that has ice cubes that are almost the size of your fist. Which means it means the drink stays cool and doesn't end up full of ice water because physics.
I have pink wine in a mug.
Nice. I hope it's making you creative because it says create on the mug.
Yeah, I found it in the studio. It's one of our. We lost it. Obviously, it disappeared downstairs somewhere.
Well, I'm glad it found its way back.
I wasn't sure whether it was actually yours at first. I thought if Adam was to have a Ray Dunn mug, it probably would be one that said "create" on it.
I know it's not either plain enough or nerdy enough for me. Cool. Colossus straight out of the gate with the question: how much do you charge per hour for recording vocals? That's the kind of thing that you talk to someone about privately.
1 million.
Yes, 1 million. 1 million what? We'll talk. So
though unfortunately the studio itself isn't open at the moment, so
yes,
actual recording isn't something we're able to do. But mixing, mastering, helping with recording remotely, and then working with people is things we've been doing as well.
Yes,
so there's lots that we can do to help, but physically getting you in the studio,
that's a no. Feasible. Yeah, not until next year.
Yeah, everyone's seen the studio. What angles you may not have seen is the fact that obviously it's an old beer cellar, so there's no windows anywhere down there. There's only one vent in and out that goes into each room, which means that the air circulation in there is pretty much non-existent unless that's turned on. So for the safety of ourselves and others, it's not possible. But we will bring it back as soon as possible.
Yeah, we're not out of action. We're just
in the same room with Adam anyway. I mean, come on.
That's why I did YouTube. Yes. Anyway, coming up tonight, first things first, we're going to be talking about all the amazing Black Friday deals that either we are a part of or that are from our friends and people that we like. And then we're going to talk about the news that is not necessarily Black Friday related. Happy Turkey Day to all our American friends, by the way. It's Thursday the somethingth, and they have a celebration. It's called Thanksgiving. That's about as much as I know about it, being British. So congratulations, America. You Thanksgived. But yes, hope everybody's at home with their families and doing well and having a day off and all that kind of good stuff. Because we don't do that. But what we do is crazy once a year sales. And especially with everything that's happened this year, I think a lot of companies have got a little bit wise and started to do things a little bit early. And there's some great deals out there. But then also, we've got... Go on.
One just popped up on Discord for me from Discord. Doesn't seem very good though.
No.
When you subscribe to Nitro, you get a month free.
Yes.
To a friend.
What? So you don't even get a month free?
No.
That's a referral scheme that they're trying to frame as a sale. That's not good.
Yeah, get a month and give a month. I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah, I couldn't give a month. Let's roll the intro.
Go on. I have Nitro Mini or whatever it's called. I'll give them a little bit of money.
Here we go. Yes, so lots is happening. Yeah, my daughter's nursery is currently shut, which means that I'm home every day this week. Yay! Yeah. That's been an unexpected turn, But yeah, also, yeah, I have just agreed to do another job that I can't tell you all about. I hate, the whole, I can't tell you about things, but, based on previous patterns, you can probably half guess what it is. But that's as much as I can tell you. And yeah, I hate keeping things from the listeners, the viewers, because it makes life difficult. I have to keep track then of what I've said, what I can't say, what I'm not allowed to say. Marketing is so annoying sometimes.
You love it.
I love doing the things. I just don't love keeping the things back, I like it's a philosophy thing. Like, I'm working on a few things right now that I will tell you about, even though they're not ready yet. Although I will temper expectations by saying it's not ready yet. It's going to be a while. It's not exactly hype then when you make sure you temper the expectation. I can see why hype works for some people, but I don't think it's right every time. Anyway, that's...
Depends. Yeah, horses of course, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are certain things where hype can be a good thing and keeping it for a launch. But then in the era of leaks and, like the new iPhone 12, nobody really cared about that launch because everybody knew half the specs before it came out.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the iPhone used to come out and we literally knew nothing and it was like, oh my God, that is amazing. Yeah, how times change.
Phone is a phone.
Yeah, well, that's the thing now. Yeah.
It becomes a piece of see-through glass.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll be able to look at the wrinkles in my hand and procrastinate that way.
They're expecting a folding one within the next 2 years.
Yay, a breakable phone again.
Well, you know what Apple are like. They'll wait until it's actually not going to break, and then they'll bring it out. Or let everyone else break the new tech and ideas first.
Yeah.
They're always late, but they're always reliable. It's usually the way, isn't it? With their phones and tablets.
Yeah, I mean, it has become that. But I mean, that's no bad thing. I think there's worse things to be. Definitely worse things to be than not the innovator, but it. I mean, I'm on an iPhone 10, and every time I've tried Android, something has gone a bit weird or a bit wonky, and so I never would have thought that me in particular would be going to Apple as old dependable. But there you go. How times change. There's no news articles about the M1 stuff this week, mostly because it's a repeat of last week where everybody's benchmarking things and going, oh my God, this is amazing. But yeah, good on Apple for actually making something that really makes people go, oh wow. Because it's been a while since we've had a wow moment from Apple.
Yeah, definitely.
Not that the stuff isn't good, it's just been incremental recently. And yeah, the difference between the Intel chips and Apple's own ARM chips, from what I'm seeing, teething troubles excluded, because you always get teething troubles when you massively change everything. They've come out doing pretty well. So yeah. So
what's the format for tonight then? News and...
Yeah, so first we'll talk about all these Black Friday deals, some of which I will say are directly to do with us. Then some of them are affiliate links, and some of them are just from people that we know and like. So yeah, straight out of the gate, not going to cover it or try and hide it. Most of these will benefit us in some way. However, hopefully these are things you want and will benefit you as well. So there we go, straight out of the gate. Hiding nothing. And so I think we'll start with the one that's right at the top of our browser screen, the Ultimate Reaper Guide, because that's one of the things we are most proud of. And it's part of a couple of bundles at Pro Mix Academy. The Reaper course itself is on sale for $97, which is great. But also, if you really like the stuff that Pro Mix Academy do, so Warren Hewitt, and there's actually Grammy winners on there, and there's Glenn Fricker's stuff, there's Guitar Tone Mastery. Joe in chat has just bought it, and he seems to be very much liking it. But yeah, they have a deal which is the everything. So every course they've ever done, this massive list. I think it's something stupid like 300 or 400 gigabytes of courses, if not more. I mean, look at that list; it keeps going. And if you bought them all separately, that would be over $4,000. I mean, let's be completely honest. Very few people are going to actually go out and buy every single course. But if there are a few in there that you wanted, you can buy all of it for $497. So less than $500 for all of it.
That's a bargain.
That is a bargain. So,
is it really $4,000 RRP?
If you, like I say, if you went and bought them all full price, looking down the list, they're like $100, $100, $150. That's a big damn list. So looks like it is. I mean, it's Black Friday, so I don't think many of those courses, if any of them, are actually on retail at full retail value this weekend.
Not right now, no. The bundle at the top looks good as well.
The bundle at the top?
Right at the top of the screen.
Oh,
create your own bundle.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, if you do want just one or two of the courses, like let's say David Nozzi's.
Sorry, just interrupt. I went on it and selected all courses, and you are right at the top.
Yes, that's what we want. But yeah, let's say you bought David Nozzi's course there for $147 and one of Glenn's for $77. That's over $200. You put the code in there and that halves it straight away. So if there's only a couple you want, then you're going to get a great bargain. But that brings me on to the one that I think is really going to interest most people, where you don't just have $500 to blow. And that is the Metal Production Bundle. Now I'm going to start dropping these in the chat. So that's the everything bundle link going there. And these are all going to be in the description if you're watching this on catch up as well. So the Metal Production Bundle, this is the crazy one. Because this is all of Glenn Fricker's courses. This is Scott's Guitar Tone Mastery. Hi, Scott. I see you in the chat there. Also, Mixing Extreme Metal by Scott. There's the Reaper course from me. And there's my new course, Understanding Audio Essentials. So the new Reaper courses, not the Reaper course, the Understanding Audio Essentials, they're $147 for all three. You want the Reaper course as well, and Scott's stuff and Glenn's stuff, $197 for the lot.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. You could buy it twice.
If you wanted that bundle, which is $147, as you just said.
Yes.
Why spend 147 when you can spend 137 and also get the Ultimate Guide to Reaper course as well?
Ah.
Click on the essentials.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to paste the Black Friday Metal Bundle. I've called the link /Black Metal because I thought that was cool. And so, yes, the next one down is, and I'll just paste one of these, the Understanding Audio Essentials. If I go down to the bottom here.
It's not quite the bottom.
Oh, there we go. The Reaper Mega Bundle.
The Adam bundles.
Yeah, the Adam bundle, the Reaper Mega Bundle. So for $137, so even less, you get my new Audio Essentials course and the Reaper course together. So if that's what you have to spend, you can buy that. If you want all the courses that me and Scott and Glenn have done, that's less than $200. If you want them all, that's still less than $500. Those are some.
How do you feel? How do you feel? I mean, you've just done all this work on 3 courses, and people are now going to get them for free and 10 quid off the course if they get it all together.
Well, it is a little weird, actually, but it's like what they call the Steam sale thing. It's weird, but it's what is it? When especially indie developers put stuff on Steam sale for ludicrously low prices, it ends up working out for them.
Yeah, the correct answer is either what you're saying there is you'd rather sell a lot of a little than a little of a lot, if it's a lot. And then secondly, you just want everyone to be able to benefit from your knowledge and your courses. You just want people to just want to get it out there.
Very true. Yes.
You people to learn.
Well, that's also the thing. That was what was on the teleprompter. I went off script a little bit.
It's really good. I mean, obviously we're behind all of these deals in terms of like backing them, like, and yeah, it's awesome. Promix Academy, we've got some amazing stuff on there, like outside of Adam's stuff. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, if you've been waiting for time and you missed the initial launch sale to get in on the Reaper courses, I mean, there isn't going to be another sale like this until potentially this time next year.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Pro Mix Academy did do an everything bundle this time last year, so that tracks. That sounds just about right. They did a summer sale, but that was nowhere near the crazy discounts that they're doing. The crazy discounts. Yeah, I sound like some sort of crazy radio presenter, but yeah. Hello, everybody. As you're all coming in chat, welcome, welcome, welcome. We have some deals for you. So
tell you, I got the best deal myself.
what did you get?
1440p, 144 hertz, curved, 27-inch Samsung monitor, 200 quid.
Oh, that's a lot of P for 200 quid.
144 hertz as well. Yeah,
That's not bad. I mean, that's 104 hertz more than I'd use. Awesome. Yeah, I was talking to John Brown from Monuments this week, who I will talk about later on, and convinced him to buy a 58-inch monitor this week.
Nice.
Yeah, well, he had a 27-inch monitor on a crane arm in front of him, but his speakers were behind it, and the speakers were bouncing the sound all over the show. And so when that arrived, he pulled the screen out, put the monitor way at the back, the big one, and suddenly everything he said was just perfect. So, yeah, there you go. Especially if you're in a near field monitoring situation, if you've got big flat panels in front of you, your speakers are probably bouncing all the sound off them. Yeah, so we learned something. So yeah, that's the Pro Mix Academy stuff, brought to you by us. And yes, moving on, the next thing that caught my eye is my friends at Two Notes, whose t-shirt I'm currently wearing, of course, because I have loads of their t-shirts. I mean, at this point, I am definitely on track to be a quarter of the Two Notes store. It's getting silly. Yeah, one thing I can tell you about that's coming up actually is that I have submitted 11 new cabinets to the Two Notes store, but because of the whole Black Friday thing being right on top of us, they're going to be released in a few weeks, probably coming up to winter. But that's bass cabs, Fender Twins, oversized Marshall cabinets, different speakers, fun stuff. But yeah, they are yet to come. And in the meantime, Two Notes are doing a crazy deal where you can buy every single cabinet they have in the store for €400.
Ooh.
And that's over 400 cabinets. So if you are one of those people who want to have the everything, that's there. The everything. Then that is there for you. And if you're not one of those, but let's say you're a bass player and you've got either a Torpedo or the Cab M or something like that, they have every bass cab that they sell on sale for €129, so way less. And yeah, I already have 27 cabinets of this pack in my license. So I already have half of the bass cabs in the store, probably because half of them are my cabs.
Yeah. Do you have to buy them, or are you able to load them?
I don't have to buy the ones I make. I do have to buy other people's ones.
Oh no, yeah, I meant the ones that the studio's made.
Yeah, no, well they have to send them to me before release so I can test them to make sure they're right. So as a matter of course, yeah, I own, quote unquote, the cabinets that I've made. Yeah. Yes. There are other cabinet packs on there, including the complete victory pack, where it says you already have all the cabinets in your license, because of course I do, because I made them. But yeah, I mean, It's now €10 to buy a cab on the 2 Note store full price. Or you can have 40 Victory cabinets for €99. Very nice.
Ooh.
We don't actually see any money from that particular one, but they are good people at Victory and they're great sounding cabs. So, yeah, that'll give them a shout out while we're at it. So, those are the ones that we are very directly selling ourselves, as it were. Beyond that, let's have a look. So, the next ones I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to open myself a new tab here, are from Aurora DSP. I did a video recently on their Mammoth plugin, which is an absolute monster, and I'm going to drop that in chat. So that's 50% off. It's $39 for one of the most aggressive, huge, big sounding bass amp processing plugins that does pretty much everything on its own. And it sounds absolutely massive. And I genuinely use it in mixes. If anyone's been watching the mixes I've been doing over the last few weeks for Mishvald, the bass on all of those tracks is this. It's Mammoth. So it's not just something I'm saying as, oh, go and buy this. I actually use it because it's good. It does a separate solid low end and a separate kind of distorted top end, which you can dial back for the pop punk thing. You can go mad for the clanky metal thing. But also, it's worth talking about something that I only found out about today, which was that Aurora DSP are also making a guitar amp plugin called Rhino. And apparently it's almost ready and it looks really crazy. It's got lots of controls and I have no idea what they all do. There's different effects inbuilt, there's different drives inbuilt. But that's the thing with Mammoth is once you kind of get your hands on the controls, it's really intuitive. So I would very much imagine this is the same. And it's a pre-order, but it's down from $100, which is going to be the normal retail price, to $39 because it's Black Friday. And I'm guessing this is, it's going to be out very soon. So it is a pre-order. But I think I'm going to pre-order this myself. Because, it's funny. I have become, again, full disclosure. I have an affiliate link with Aurora DSP. But before I did the video for them on Mammoth, I just went ahead and bought the thing because I was using it and I was really impressed. And then it just so happened that I sent those guys an email and said, hey, I'm using your plugin. It's really good. Do you want me to make a video on it? And they were like, yes, please. So that's how that happened. They didn't even reach out to me or anything. Yes.
Fair enough.
That is a very tasty cocktail, by the way. I've switched to using maraschino cherries in my old fashioned, and it makes a lot of difference. Maraschino cherries, they're kind of preserved in a sauce that's kind of like the sauce you get in that layer in Cherry Bakewells. So good. Nom, 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 nom. It's a wonder I've still got most of my own teeth. Right. Next up, before we start talking about the actual physical things, I'm quickly going to mention RIFFHARD.com, which is my mate John Brown. So he's from Monuments. He's one of the most brutal guitar players on the planet. This is a true story. Last year, John Petrucci from Dream Theater went up to John Brown and said, hey man, I've been listening to your stuff. I really like the way you play. If that's not encouraging, I don't know what is. So John can play. And so this is RIFFHARD, and this is his teaching school. This is where he does all his classes of how to be a more beastie, tight, accurate guitarist. Because he pretty much does entirely rhythm stuff, which doesn't sound interesting at first, but being an exceptional rhythm player means that people actually pay attention to you. And it's usually monthly at $29.99 in dollars. And then he does one-on-ones and like live private broadcasts and that kind of thing. And so if you sign up this week, it's $199 for the year. So you get 5 months free, and you also get with that one-on-ones every month with John Brown himself.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, if he wasn't already a friend of mine, I'd be signing up for stuff like that because, wow, he's a bit good and he knows what he's talking about, and he's developed a community. There's over 1,000 of them now, including teachers, guys from bands like Sixth, and there was another band from Basic Records where the guitarists are actually part of the community. And yeah, he's all right. So I thought I'd give him a shout because, yeah, riffhard.com. Everything's on Black Friday right now, but yeah, he's a good lad. That's the screen behind him, by the way, that I annoyed him until he installed it. The size of that thing.
Good.
Yeah. He had to actually widen where his speakers were a little bit so he could see the whole screen. Hilarious. So another one that's worth talking about is Waves.com. I am not a Waves affiliate. They're doing a deal that's mostly, honestly, about the same amount of discount that you would usually get from Waves. So there is some good stuff on there, but it's no more than they've been doing the rest of the year. The reason that I wanted to talk about these then is that if you give them your email, let's just say that you had an alternative email address that you don't use very often. Maybe. Well, suggestion. Then there is a new plugin coming from Chris Lord Algae through Waves. And if you sign up now to the newsletter, it's free for you.
Ooh.
And it comes out tomorrow. It comes out on Black Friday. So I've signed up with one of my email addresses that I use very rarely. And yeah, I'll be getting that to see what it's all about, see what it does. Because why not? So yeah.
No, it might have good in the newsletter.
Yeah, maybe. They do send emails to my main email address that I'm signed up with Waves, though, with upgrade deals. And every now and again, they send me one where my ears go up and I go, oh, actually, that's quite a good deal. It's rare, but when they do, I jump on it. Whenever Waves give out free plugins, and they do occasionally, it's worth grabbing them, because the other thing that Waves do is they do upgrade deals. So if you already have several plugins, they take the perceived value, the retail value, whatever you want to call it, of their plugins, and they offer you an upgrade on something with, I don't know what it is, like 40% of the value of the old plugins or whatever the number is. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you paid for those plugins or not, as long as you have them. So if you start collecting all the free ones and buying the like $9 deals and that kind of stuff, pretty quickly they start giving you upgrade offers that you look at and you go, I wouldn't pay $500 for this, but $60? Oh, maybe. And that's how they get you hooked. But yeah, they nearly got me this year. They offered me the Mercury bundle, which is like the thing that's like the oh my god. I got the Horizon bundle earlier this year, and they offered me the Mercury for $900, and it's supposed to retail at $7,000. And I was like, realized that I don't need what's in it. I already have the Waves plugins that I use, so I turned it down flat. But it's one of those where you look at it and you go, but there are other offers that they put out there, so it's worth keeping an eye on. Just be savvy with it. If it's free from Waves, say yes. If it's super cheap and you think maybe you'll use it, that's definitely up to you. I bought, there's the CLA, the compressors, the classic compressors. I bought all three of them together for $40, I think it was, where they used to be 100 and something each. So yeah, getting there at the right time. But yeah, free is good. Free is good. Let's talk about Stephen Slate Digital. So I'm going to drop this in chat. This is the headphones I'm wearing right now. This is the Slate VSX. These are not on a special sale. These are just really good. But these were worth mentioning because the new 1.1 update for the software came out last night. It's already installed. I've already upgraded. It already sounds a lot better on some of the rooms that in my original review I said didn't sound right. There was something weird with them. The room that I'm using apparently has had a very subtle upgrade. I can't really tell, but it doesn't sound bad, so no complaints from me. But there's a mastering room from Howie Weinberg, who's like one of the top mastering engineers in the world. And it sounded weird. It sounded all phasey. And what they've done is they've now said, oh, well, you were supposed to be sat where the client sits. Now we've made a mode where the engineer sits. I take that to mean, yeah, we know we screwed up. We're just making an excuse. And this is the right one. This is the good one now. So, yeah, to be fair, the new version does sound good. It sounds kind of right. But, yeah, there you go. If you were thinking about getting the VSX headphones at all, this link that I've dropped in the chat will help us out with some kickback from THOMANN. If that's not something you were looking at getting, how about the ML1 microphone, which I swear by for vocals? The THOMANN have run out of stock, but if you don't mind waiting a week to get one, they've gone down from, I think it was $7.99 to under $500. This is in pounds, but yeah, that's a significant Black Friday kind of deal. And even if you're just looking at the digital stuff, I pay annually for the Black Friday stuff. They've not officially released their new plugins yet, but they're doing it the other way around. If it's $14.99 a month, but if you sign up now, it's $9.99. Again, not an affiliate here. This is just me telling you about it. Tomorrow, they are dropping their new LA2A plugin that everyone's been saying they should get for years. They've got a competitor to Auto-Tune that comes out tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yes. And you don't pay any more. It's just in there, in this ever-growing list. And there's more coming out from SLATE tomorrow as well, I believe. I think there's something they've not even announced yet that they're just going to drop on everybody tomorrow. Because they keep saying, oh, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. And it keeps being drip-fed every day. There's another compressor coming out. They've got called the FG Opto, but that's not coming out for a few weeks, apparently. I think they're still kind of testing and tweaking that one. But they told us about it. What else was there? I think there was something else in there as well, but I can't remember the last one that they said came out. But definitely just thought that was worth mentioning. Sound Toys. I use a lot of their plugins. I didn't pay $500 for their plugins. And neither should you. The entire Sound Toys bundle is $229 now, which is less than half price. And that includes the Devil Lock, which is what I smash drums with. The Decapitator, which is what I distort vocals with. Echo Boy, if you watch any of my mixes, every delay that I ever do, it's Echo Boy. Because it just does the thing where you go, ha. Do you need an iLock for the SLATE stuff? If you buy the VSX headphones, I think you need an iLock for that. If you buy the SLATE drums stuff, so the trigger or the Stephen SLATE drums, you need a physical iLock for that. For the SLATE Digitally All Access, I don't think you do because you can use the iLock Cloud. However, my personal recommendation to you would be buy an iLock, because iLock Cloud requires you to be connected to the internet. And if your internet goes down, your mix stops. Yeah. So it's convenient until it's not. If you can remember to keep a tiny little dongle with you, and I've actually got mine plugged in here. I don't think I'm using it on anything. Yeah, there we go. My iLock 3. Keep that with me everywhere I go. And yeah, a lot of the plugins that I use iLock. So I'll just keep everything on that and just keep it about my person at all times.
Can you back them up?
Yes. I have the extra thing called ZDT, Zero Downtime, which it's like insurance. It's theft and loss coverage. So yeah, if I lose it or it gets stolen, I can just talk to the people at iLock, and within 5 minutes they've replaced all my licenses.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. People complain, oh, it's a racket because you're paying for insurance, but it's like it's £30 or something like that for a year. And if you do what I do, that's yeah, you want that.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all, is it?
No. Now, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff from THOMANN, but even if you're in America, stay tuned because a lot of this will apply to you. I mean, THOMANN do ship to America with reasonable prices anyway. Again, full disclosure, I'm a THOMANN affiliate. But yeah, Jay-Z microphones that they sell are now way cheaper, including the black hole mic that we did the video on very recently. That was £1,000 microphone. It's down to $560. But yeah, the big one, the big highlight of this week, probably for a lot of people, is this. The iZotope Holiday Bundle. So this is £42 or what, €50? So roughly the same in dollars. This is insane. This includes ozone elements, which is like the basic version of ozone. This includes, where's the list? This includes nectar. This includes iris. This includes RX. All the essential versions, in which the RX version includes vocal denoise, which is all most people need unless you're really, really, really going to go digging. And it's got so much in there for €50, 42 quid, $50. It's insane not to buy it. It's, yeah, for everything that's in there. I mean, iZotope's ozone, just ozone, is what? The advanced version's $500. Or you get all of these for $50. It's just... Yeah, this is the... If you don't buy anything else on Black Friday, get one of these.
So that's a deal.
That's a deal. Question from Al. When you open iZotope Portal, some of your plugins are directly installed, some are on iLock. Should I put them all on iLock? Entirely up to you. Do you move it from one computer to another? That's the other thing with iLock. If you don't need it, it's okay not to use it. If it works, it works. But yeah, I moved from this computer to the studio mix computer a lot. And if I didn't have everything on iLock, it would become a major pain. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Stefan in chat says you already have advanced version of Ozone, Nectar, and RX8. Well, then this bundle isn't for you. And that's okay. That means that you've already gone way above and beyond for what you need it for. Cool. You're the person who is the upper end of the target market. For a lot of people watching this video, they probably won't have any of this software and wouldn't be able to justify spending the money on the advanced versions, and mostly because they don't really know the extent of even what the basic versions of the plugins do. And this is a great way to get your hands on all of these versions of what these softwares do and understand what they do. Oh, so all right, follow up from Stefan. Do you think it's worth the extras for the like Trash 2 and Iris? Honestly, it kind of is. Because this has, like you say, Trash 2, which is all the distortion, Iris 2, which is a synth, and there's a multi-effect. There's 2 different types of reverbs in there. If you don't have those kind of things, $50 for those still sounds like a bargain. It's compared to anything else that I've seen for this week, that is the absolute killer right there. So
pretty
yeah,
good. It's not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
I've already discussed the bundle with Ozone, Neutron, and Nectar for $199. No, but how about all the Elements versions of all of them for $49, including everything else? So yeah, I mean, the other iZotope deal is on there, so have a look for it. But yeah, the next thing I wanted to talk about on here was SonarWorks, which in the studio, I swear by SonarWorks, traditionally been quite expensive. The kit that comes with the measurement microphone that has its own serial number, so it's perfectly calibrated, 158 quid for that, including the including the microphone and the headphone version of the software and the monitor version of the software. Everything's bundled in there. So yeah, these are all, I'm not dropping these in chat, am I? So let's make sure I drop these in chat. That's the Ozone deal. Oh, you just dropped out there for a second. Our connection to the moon isn't as strong as I thought.
I've got some dust in my eye or something, so I just want to turn my camera off. I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
All right, I'll keep talking. Deal. But yeah, the SonarWorks one, if you've got a room that isn't perfectly treated, then that might be exactly what you need. This one was a little bit more fun. And this was one that made me smile. This is the Harley Benton guitar kit build. So if you really want a guitar and you really, really want it cheap, and you want to have some fun and learn how to build a guitar, you can buy this kit from Harley Benton of all the separate bits. 55 quid. And some time, and a guitar is yours. You can paint it however you like, cut the headstock shape to however you like, or leave it as this really weird paddle kind of thing. Ah, yes, I'll have to tell Liam when he gets back that what happened was he had a finger in his eye. That's what it was, a finger. So yeah, this one, if you've seen the very recent video that I did with some of the great Arturia stuff in the V collection, there's more coming from me from Arturia. But if you want the V collection, it's usually 500 euros. And I know this says minus 13%, but that's because Arturia have it on a deal right now, and then THOMANN have somehow got it even cheaper. Warren. Hello, Warren, in chat. Welcome. We already talked at great length about the Pro Mix Academy stuff. That was first on the bill. Happy Turkey Day, by the way. Hope you're doing marvelously well. Yes. So Arturia's V collection, if you want if you want the classic synths like the electric piano and the Hammond organ and the DX7 synth and the yeah, Joe in chat says he has a schnizzle ton of videos to watch. Absolutely does. Quite a few of my viewers have bought the production bundles off Pro Mix Academy, and they have lots and lots to watch. If you want to really wind Glenn Fricker up, here's a great deal on Toontrack's Easy Drummer 2 for 70 quid. So what's that? $80, $85. You rock too, my friend Warren. Cheers. I'm nearly running out of scotch. It's not scotch, it's bourbon, you heathen. But yeah, Easy Drummer 2, if you're less mix inclined and are looking more towards using these for songwriting, it's really, really good because everything just sounds polished straight off the bat. I use Superior Drummer 3. Superior Drummer 3 is for the nerds, the mix nerds who really, really want to... what's the word? I really want to get into the mix and the nitty gritty. But if you don't want that, then you just want drum sounds. You slap this on, you pick one of the kits, you go. And that can be just as relevant, if not more so, if you're aimed on a songwriting session. So it's worth knowing that this is so ridiculously affordable. Let's make sure. Am I dropping these in chat? So this is the Arturia Black Friday link. And this is the Easy Drummer link. Notice how I've made the links nice and easy to read so you know which one's which. One has Arturia in it, one has Easy Drummer in it. Well, hey. Now, this one's a little more of a tricky one. But if somehow you have got hold of Melodyne 5 Essential, whether you got it in a pack with something, or actually if you've got any of the Melodyne Essentials, if they came with a piece of hardware if you've got any version of Melodyne Essential that you've registered through, I don't know if you bought, I think it's the Audience interfaces, I think, come with a license. A lot of the Focusrite stuff does. A lot of the DAWs now come with a form of Melodyne. You can upgrade to Melodyne 5 Assistant, which is the one that I use, which is the one that actually has, what do you call it? That's got things like modulation and drift correction, which are the things that can really make it powerful and make it so you can use it as a serious work tool. Yeah, Studio One came with Melodyne. Thank you, Benj. There are quite a few examples there of things that have come with it. And so for £88 there, just a bigger picture to show you exactly what it does. You can get that for cheap. Now, Easy Mix, not something that I've used, honestly, but if you're just, again, songwriting and throwing things together, you can drop this on guitar tracks, bass tracks. It'll throw a mix together for you in no time at all. But it's 35 quid, which means that if you're, like I say, doing songwriting, then that's the kind of thing that will save you a lot of time, where you can go, I need a guitar sound that is crunchy, for instance. Plug your guitar into a DI, drop this on, crunchy guitar, go. It won't teach you about mixing, it won't teach you about the ins and outs of tone, but if you're songwriting and you just need that sound and you need it now and you need to not think about the tech, something like Easy Mix can be useful. And especially at this kind of price where it's not breaking the bank to do so, that can really save you a lot of time. And saving a lot of time is what a lot of this is all about. Now, onto a different one. Here's one that's a little bit of a weird one that I've wanted for years and literally bought yesterday. I nearly bought this several years ago, and I don't know why I didn't. This is the Sonox Oxford Inflator. And this is a plugin that a lot of Grammy-winning producers use. You stick it on your master bus and you turn the sliders up a bit, and it makes things sound louder without being particularly louder on the meters. It's not a compressor. It's some clever algorithm that Sonox came up with a long time ago, and it still works, and it works for a lot of people. And I used it on a mix last night just to play around with it. And I was really impressed how the whole mix just sounded a bit fuller without becoming mushy and crunchy, which is probably why a lot of these Grammy-winning producers use it. It's a bit of an odd one, but it works. Yeah, so George Cassidy says he has Inflator on his Apollo. Yeah, this is the native version, and at 31 quid, something that makes your mixes just sound bigger and fuller and more impressive, because honestly, to a lot of clients, louder is better, but we don't want to be clipping and we don't want to be slamming a master bus. I put this after my kind of master chain, as it were, but before the final limiter, and it just did the thing. It did the thing that I wanted it for. And I'm just going to put Inflator in there. In link in chat. Yeah, that's the kind of thing where at £31, so what's that, $39, $40, it's not going to magically turn a mix from terrible to great, but if you have a really good mix but it's just missing a little something in terms of that fullness and that larger than life sound, Inflator seems to do it. Yeah. And the last one that I have in my big list here was a microphone, and this one seems a bit weird. The Electro Voice Cobalt. These are the CO9s, and for the last couple of years I've been using these CO9s at a lot of the live shows that I've been doing the front of house for, and they sound louder, clearer, and less prone to feedback than the good old SM58. And they are now £22.90. They have to be specific about the number of pence because it's that cheap. Which means that I could buy 5 of these for the price of an SM58. That's incredible. Don't know if you caught that bit where I was saying that I've used these at every live show that I've done this year. last year. Sorry, not this year. I've done none this year for reasons. You okay?
The last thing we did was Nam.
Yes, it was. But yeah, these things.
We go to Nam and the world ends.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it made me laugh that the thing that I can't talk about, the company that want me to do the thing I can't talk about, want me to have it done and ready in time for NAMM. And it's like, guys, has nobody told you?
Yeah.
Guys? There is still a virtual NAMM happening, but it's like significantly smaller.
Yeah, it's going to be like, there was a virtual TwitchCon and it was like, it's just so lame.
Terrible.
It's cool because what it means is that the crowd is technically bigger than ever because the entire world can see it. But then it's still just going to be like screen shares and people in their own little setups and stuff. And like the smaller distributors, like some of the people we met, you're not going to get anything like that on an online version of it. I mean, how do you even create that?
No, that's the thing is, you're going to make calls to the people you already know because you already have their Skype address.
And the big announcements and stuff will happen, but like the people that are there for networking, I just can't see how you can make it a thing.
No. Well, it's going to be a quiet one this year, I think. It'll force a lot of people to adapt and innovate. And we'll all recover and be okay again.
Yeah. I mean, you may find that like they just do a really big summer NAMM because with all the good news we're getting at the moment around vaccines and stuff, there is a chance that it could be possible. I'm not saying it would happen, but there's a chance.
That's a point. Yeah, Benj in chat says the demos at NAMM are going to be capped at the quality of people's home playback capability. So what you do is you crank your volume up really loud and you watch about 25 of the streams at once. And then you've got the feeling of being at NAMM. Yeah. When you're really, really craning your ears to try and listen to the thing that's going on right in front of you, but everything around you is going, that's NAMM. Yes. So that was our list of lovely things that I particularly wanted to point out that I think if you needed any of these things, I mean, these microphones, the Cobalts, are great. Obviously, there's no live sound going on now, but if you're going to be getting back into live sound next year and you've got £22.90 to spend, then yeah, these might be worth getting. So,
end of the deals.
That's the end of the Black Friday deals. If anybody knows of any Black Friday deals that are really good that we haven't talked about, drop them in chat. I have a list that's going to be going in the description.
I've got one from a friend. It's not music related,
right?
But given that we're currently in a lockdown, and one of the things you've still got to do as a musician is stay fit. If you just jump on warriorcollective.co.uk, it's another YouTube channel that I work with. They've also got a ridiculous sale on right now. If you're into any form of martial arts, fitness, these are all videos by literally the best of the best people all around the world, people that train world champion fighters, and they've got an everything bundle. Theirs should be just shy of £2,000. They've got it for about £900, but some of the courses range from 20 quid up to 90. But yeah, if you're into anything fitness and you're looking for a way to be able to stay fit at home, have a look. The only affiliation is I do support with them in terms of their sort of back end and some of their strategy, and I used to train with them. And we've all known Stu for a long time. He's got a YouTube channel as well, much bigger than us. But yeah, anyone wanting a way to stay fit at home, have a look at that.
Yeah, how to kick people and be really good at kicking people in the comfort of your own home.
Like people that have trained like Joe St. Pierre and stuff, like these are like they aren't like super famous people in the trainers, but like the people they've trained. I mean, if you're in the industry, then yeah, you know them all, but it's insane some of the stuff. Like we have to do like the video editing and stuff for them, and some of the things like the sound of them kicking a bag hurts.
Oh yeah, when it's like hitting a large slab of meat with a baseball bat, and you're like, ooh. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. We trained him how to do video production like 6 years ago. He went off and made his own YouTube channel and came back. He's like, I've got 200,000 followers. What should I do with this?
Yeah. What?
Well done.
How many? What? Yeah, I remember that.
He's still using the same gear that me and you picked out for him like 4 years ago.
Wow.
Insane.
Yeah. Sounds like he might be ready for an upgrade.
Yeah. He's still better than everyone else in the industry, though. His stuff's
Oh,
still
yeah.
really good.
Oh, we're camera nerds
course.
through and through. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, we definitely, and I mean it from a point of view, not that it's his stuff's dated, it's that we picked out the right gear for him.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
with all the stuff you're looking at the moment, I think you're right. I think it is probably time for a 4K upgrade.
Yeah, well, it's the right time now. Some of the cameras you can get now that you couldn't get 4 years ago, yeah, it's taken another generational leap. But that's a conversation for another podcast. That'll be very interesting to talk about. Al met Chuck Norris once at a tournament. Also awesome. He met Chuck Norris. He won. Yeah. Oh, PSP. PSP AudioWare are doing a sale that's worth talking about because I like PSP. They've done videos with me in the past. Infinistrip, which I use regularly, is on cheap. What was the other one that I saw in chat? So Flatline has some money knocked off. Flatline is the brand new mastering limiter from Submission Audio, which I saw Glenn Fricker's video about that today. So that's how new that is. So yeah, it's $99 now, but I would bet that will be cheaper in the future if you're not desperate for that one, because that is brand new as far as I'm aware. It does have a 7-day trial though, so I'm going to try it and see how it sounds. By all accounts, this sounds like the $10,000 mastering converters that everybody used to use in the 2000s. But for $99. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Bless you. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
For that now.
Hey. Oh, what, you sneezing, it beeps?
That didn't work. No, there's a... Got pushed to mute. So. Beep.
Benji's going to buy Flatline. I mean, yeah, cool. I've got plenty of good mastering limiters. Apparently, this is better. This was the one that was used on the latest Periphery album before it was officially available, which was a good sounding album, so I'll be definitely keeping that in mind. Now, we've talked about deals a lot. So this is a list from gearnews.com of pretty much the everything. So every company that we know of that's doing deals that we've not already mentioned, huge list. If you've got time and money to burn, do not spend money you don't have. But yeah, there's stuff there that's worth casting a glance over. Now, let's move on to some actual news.
Someone's really got their marketing wrong. I've just typed in audio production deals Black Friday to see if anything else has popped up just into Google.
Right.
The third advert is for 80% off designer brands, and it's all fashion. They've obviously just used the keyword Black Friday in their AdWords.
Oh, God.
Campaign.
Womp, womp, womp.
Ouch. Ooh, they're pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Gibson.
Yeah, so it's Gibson, play defective. So the kind of the joke / news is that they've now opened up on Reverb the Gibson demo shop. So these are all the kind of factory seconds and prototypes and one-offs and stuff that they couldn't just sell as part of a range. They're clearing out the storeroom essentially. So you can get a bit of a deal, but they offer a 2-year playability warranty, which is weird because it surely should be just known as a warranty, which you get anyway. But yeah,
all the guitar got back from people they've sued.
That's also possible. But yeah, there's apparently there are 35 guitars on there already.
With a brand.
What?
You'll probably find then like most of them aren't actually even Gibson guitars. They're just some other brand that they've won a case against and had all the guitars claimed.
Oh, oof. Yeah, so there's apparently B stock doesn't sound as nice as the demo room.
Yeah.
Yeah, another user suggested that each one should come with a certificate of defects. So yeah, that's now a thing. Go on Reverb and buy slightly cheaper Gibson guitars of questionable quality. They're at least officially questionable quality.
I mean, he's right though. They should say what's wrong with them.
What?
Like guy's actually right. They should say what's wrong with them.
Oh, they do. They actually say what's up with each guitar. It's just cracking a joke. But like, there's one guitar that apparently there's an off-center E string or something like that. Yeah, scratches along neck binding. E string is off-center. Why not just fix that?
If the E string's off center, is that fixable from an easy point of view, or does that make it unplayable?
Probably makes it fairly unplayable. That could be that the bridge wasn't cut properly. In which case you take the bridge off and you put a working bridge on. Yeah.
Send it back saying this isn't playable. I want a real one.
Yeah. Bizarre.
Very strange.
Yeah. Oh, Boss to reissue the HM2 as a Wazacraft pedal eventually. Now, I don't know if you know anything about the HM2, the heavy metal pedal.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
We might have. It's not the Metal Zone. It's the older one. It's the predecessor.
So this is the same news article from last week, but about a slightly different pedal.
Kind of, but this has been confirmed. The CEO of Boss, Yoshi, I think it's Ikegami. I might be wrong, but he actually did a live half-an-hour conversation interview piece thing, and he said, yeah, that we're definitely doing this as a Wazacraft thing, but we're going to talk to the consumers, see what they actually want out of the improvements. So yeah, it's happening. This is the one where, I mean, you see this picture, all the knobs are turned up full. That's not a joke. That's what most people actually do with this pedal. They call it the Swedish chainsaw. And one of the things I wanted to mention here, see if I can find on my Facebook, my good friend Chris from Jupiter Effects posted something up in response to this, which made me smile. See if I can, there it is. Yeah, so this, yeah. So the Wazacraft HM2 is probably going to cost a couple of £100 or dollars, few hundred. Chris from Jupiter Effects is making a pedal that's out next week called the Death Saw. The Death Saw is the heavy metal pedal with all the knobs turned up to full and then taken off. So the pedal just is on full all the time. And it's €99, so it's less than half the price of what the new Wazacraft one's going to be, and it's out sooner.
Okay.
So I thought that was really fun.
It has one mode.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's got one mode, but then for the HM2 pedal doesn't sound good unless you turn up everything, and then you get the Swedish chainsaw sound.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The early 90s crum, 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 crum metal sound.
Yeah.
It's that. But yeah, I found a pro tip from my friend Kyle, who's one of the guys at Rev, which is that I'll have to look at what multi-effects pedals we have. You know, the Boss ME pedals?
Yeah, the 33 or whatever we've got, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got a few now. I've got a Boss ME3 that my mate Josh gave me. I've got a few. But specifically, the ME20 is not a digital multi-effect. It actually has the circuitry from all the pedals actually in it. So it's got basically an HM2 in it. So you just turn the settings up to full on that and just turn it on, and there you go, same pedal. And it costs you 25 quid instead of 200 or 300 because they're so rare now because they stopped making them in the very early 90s. Yeah. Why pay that much when you can get the same sound for almost nothing?
It's a shame it's not that thing just sounds garbage, but I loved it. It's my first ever proper pedal.
Well, the question is, did we know what we were doing with them? And probably not. That's the thing. I mean, like, I had a zoom multi-effect and it didn't sound great.
Yeah, I mean, you could put things in different orders and stuff. Like you had your guitar simulator.
Oh God, yeah.
FX2, then your fake amp, and then the chorus, and the reverb. Cosm.
Right, yeah. So it's not that one then. That one's too new. That's when they started doing digital modeling, and it was all a bit suspect.
Absolutely garbage. I mean, some of the reverbs are alright. Like if you look at that sound, but we've got 30. That's what we've got.
Right.
Not the 20.
Funnily enough, I did a track with a band called can't remember what they were called now. My brain's going on me. Proletariat, where one of their tracks sounded exactly like Nirvana, and I used the ME30 for the chorus sound. But then we did
that was it, the chorus, not the reverbs.
Yeah, we did use like a 40-watt valve amp and everything, the real deal gear with it. And it sounded great in context because, the amps that we both had were, the Valve State Marshalls that were...
T50, whatever it was,
Yeah, I've still got mine.
I sold mine for the...
Oh yeah, you got PV6505. You got a serious upgrade there, I've got to say. Yeah. I actually put that amp back in its combo case a couple of weeks ago. So it's reunited for the first time in forever.
About 6 years.
Yeah, I know.
Between the Valve State amp, that ME30, and a DS1? DS2?
You had both.
DS2.
DS2 had more knobs.
I had the one with more knobs.
Yeah, you had the DS2, the Kurt Cobain one.
Yeah, like those three things, I could get some pretty good Nirvana-esque sounds.
The DS2, otherwise known as the squeal grind, because when you weren't playing, it was a squeal. When you were playing. Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
those were the days.
Yes, from nostalgia to something a little bit weird. This is a synth called Brain. Sounds a bit zombie-ish to me, but it's an intelligent synth. It's one of those, we talk about these every now and again, where you press buttons and it makes you a whole new sound. And that's it. It just is. There you go, and you save it and you hope you don't lose it. But yeah, intelligent generative soft synth that randomly creates a patch at the press of a button. So yeah, I like the sound of this, although there's no confirmed price. Oh no, $12.50. That just came up. That wasn't confirmed earlier. Ooh, I might grab that. $12.50 for something where it's all sorts of weird and wonderful sounds. I'll just drop that in chat.
AI. Have you seen that with 10 seconds of audio from someone's voice, there are now Watson-based AI machine learning algorithms that can extremely accurately reproduce your vocal signature.
With 10 seconds of audio, that's terrifying.
So you can now just literally say one sentence, and then the software you can type in whatever you want, and the software then will read that back out to you, and it will sound exactly like your voice.
The world is now a spy film.
Amazing. I was just thinking, given your take on it, and there probably is a technical answer to it, but given that they're able to do that with sort of spoken word, and obviously there's intonation and stuff in that, how much of a jump do you reckon it is from that to then being able to replicate someone singing, would you estimate?
I reckon it's not that far a leap. You would just need to have enough manpower on the design side. If there are enough people that want to do that badly enough, we're not far away from it.
I reckon it's probably an element of the machine learning part of it, because they're getting it to learn around the intonation of talking is all very similar. When you go into the singing up and down ranges, and like you have to teach it by giving it lots of examples of stuff to figure things out.
Yeah.
I actually think it's quite a long way away as a result of that, because I've been doing quite a lot of stuff with AI and machine learning at the moment.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
probably 5 best, I reckon, before you literally be able to buy plugins that will be your favorite vocalists.
Yeah, I mean, if you are going to sing, generally speaking, the pitches are largely preset because you know what the pitch has to be to make the melody line. And there are only so many ways that the human voice moves when you sing. There are expected positions.
You're right, yeah, because you could program it in through MIDI first, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Like you put MIDI into what the melody is, then type it, then use the algorithm of someone's voice to match it.
I mean,
not as far as
you do sing differently than you speak, but we're using all the same muscles. We're using the same reproductive
vocal booth and record like at most a few hours worth of singing for the AI to be able to then model that. Given how advanced it is.
But I mean, if you're trying to model someone who was already a singer, that's the other thing.
You could buy plugins for your favorite vocalists.
Yeah, I mean, especially famous singers who, I don't want to, darken the tone, but singers who are no longer with us. So, singers who we will never get them to sing another song. Let's say you fed the multi-tracks, the separate vocals of every Freddie Mercury song, of which there are many. That would be more than enough data to model him, I would have thought.
Hello, Twitch.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's really cool. I've not thought, when I was looking at the stuff to do with that, I wasn't really thinking about audio. But then when you just mentioned that, then I was thinking, God, what a weird world it's going to be when you're not going to know whether a song you've just heard was actually recorded by the artist or whether it was an AI version of them.
Yeah.
Not that far away.
Yeah, I mean, we can do holograms and we can do deep fakes and we can do speech. Yeah, singing's not that far away now. And because of the whole deep fake thing, you could get someone to perform something like, say, a music video. Motion accurate, then transplant the face on top, do the voice. Yeah, it's terrifying. We're not that far away. Oh boy.
Remember the thing about the Green Day record a few years ago, where basically one guy just made out like, well, a band made out like they had heard the new Green Day record and made a whole big video and track and released this thing and dropped it into different Reddit forums and allowed the internet hive mind to pick apart all the sort of leaks and stuff to the point where people were raving about this new Green Day song, saying it was a track off the new album, and everyone believed it completely, and it was just some random kids from California.
Yeah, but does that say anything about deep fakes, or does that say something about how far Green Day have come with their formula?
Interesting. I was just pointing out that people are already can be convinced quite easily through things like that. So throw in some real sounding video and audio and it would be a nightmare. Anyway, that's enough of the Skynet of the audio world.
Absolutely. Let's go from cheap synths to expensive guitars.
Like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah. Yes, happy birthday to Chicken in S-Chicken8 in chat. He's getting the Ultimate Reaper course for his birthday. Fantastic. Well, if you've just tuned in, what I was saying earlier in chat, go to Pro Mix Academy, and if you've not already bought it, see if you want to get one of these deals. There's the metal production deal. And also down the bottom of our Reaper page, there is a deal where you buy our other course as well, all bundled in for less than the price of the original Reaper bundle. So if someone's buying it for you, show them that and they'll actually pay less and you get more. So worth winning for everybody. Because you know what day it is tomorrow. So we've said it enough times to trigger the algorithm. I don't need to say it another time. So Clapton's 1954 Fender Stratocaster is up for auction. Bidding starts at $1 million. Now, yes, Tyler Larson from Music Is Win dropped a video on this today because he got a phone call from the guys who are selling it saying, hey, do you want to come and play this before we sell it? So he got on a plane. He got on a plane from Nashville to New York and was like, yes, please. And there's a video of him playing this guitar. And it's a pretty guitar and it sounds nice. I don't know if it's worth over $1 million. But
is it the stuff you'd really want to get, like, it's just going to sound like a Strat though, right? I mean, it's iconic, but...
Yeah. But that's the blues lawyer thing, is that does it matter that it's just a Strat? It's Clapton's Strat, and it's Clapton's 54 Strat. And
yeah, I get why people spend a lot of money for it, but like, it's not going to play any different. I mean, I suppose you can say you've played it, but...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I have no idea why a guitar like this would sell for so much, but... bidding wars, they just... if you have a guitar with this kind of provenance and you start bidding at $1 million, you're going to make a sale. It's funny, I think if you started the bidding on this at 50 grand, it'd probably go for 125 grand. If you start the bidding at $1 million, it will go for over $1 million. Yeah. The blues lawyer is probably going to buy it, hang it on the wall, play the little solo bit from You Look Wonderful Tonight a couple of times badly, and then put it back on the wall. And Clapton's probably laughing all the way to the bank. Because, you know, he can probably just go and get a USA custom now for $2.5 grand. Or they'll just give him one. And he'll just play it. Because from videos I've seen of Clapton, that's what he's like. He's not precious about guitars. He's just like, sounds good. I'll play it. But yeah, I wonder if Joe Bonamassa will buy it because he buys everything. But yeah, no, apparently Joe Bonamassa doesn't really do auctions. He walks into guitar shops that have a famous guitar. And his thing is he walks in, he goes, I want that guitar. Here's the cash. Shake hands. Thank you. Cash. Goodbye. It's terrifying. That's his thing. I guess he does that before the owner of the shop can change his mind on the price and before he can change his own mind about maybe I shouldn't buy this. Yes. So from incredibly expensive guitars to tiny synths. This is the Paripi Destroyer from Crazy Synth Kids. Guitar Safaris. That's right. Thank you, David, in chat. The Council of Daves has spoken. Apparently it's the size of a credit card with 2 knobs on it, this thing. And it's got 10 buttons. That's a lot of buttons for a tiny little thing. And it's a single oscillator synth with a filter, envelope, distortion, 16-step sequencer in that. Ooh. And it can sync to a Korg Volca as well. So yeah, look at the size fit. And the Korg Volca is not much bigger than my hand. And so that is it. That's the thing. So if you like the idea of tiny synths, maybe this is what you need, a Paripi Destroyer. So yeah, thought it was worth mentioning because I looked at it and went, what? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Tiny. Yeah, you need really accurate little fingers to press the buttons. Get lots and lots of emails at the moment from companies going, hey, we've got a Black Friday deal. We've got a deal. We've got a deal. We've got a deal. So yeah.
Buy our stuff.
Yeah. Now here's one that's just a catch up on a previous article. We talked a while back about Guitar Center possibly finally filing for bankruptcy. Update, they did. 4 days ago. So between the last podcast and now, they've officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They're currently facing $1.3 billion in debt. And I don't know how this works, but apparently by filing for bankruptcy, they intend to reduce their debt to $800 million. So they'll still be in debt by a lot.
Yeah, it's just they basically write off a load of debt that probably insurances and stuff will kick in.
Yeah, but this isn't good news for their business model going forward. I mean, they're already in trouble. Apparently, they have a Guitar Center in Hollywood, which is the one where you go in and it's got a wall full of kind of big ticket guitars, because that's where all the Hollywood rock stars go and actually buy things. But from all the stories I've been told by people in the know, you go into an American Guitar Center generally now and they're just empty shells. And yeah, that's terrifying. But yeah, hopefully they don't actually take any other companies with them. It's just the other companies find better places to sell their wares than a giant dying church of guitar. So,
yeah.
Yes. Time for Behringer Corner. Behringer Corner. Two articles in Behringer Corner. This one really caught my eye because I've become friends with the guys at Arturia over the last year or two. Spot the difference, top and bottom.
One of the buttons is red.
Yep.
One says Arturia.
One says Arturia, one says Behringer. They are both...
The button knobs are darker.
Well, yeah, we're struggling to find differences, aren't we? They don't just look the same; they behave the same. So the one,
I mean, it's a carbon copy with slightly different design elements. Yeah,
absolutely. So the bottom one is the Arturia key step. I keep intending to get in touch with the Arturia boys and getting one of these for my desk here. I've just got hold of their Keylab 88 Mark II for the studio, which is huge. That was the big delivery that I still apologize for you having to take that massive delivery. But
which one?
The big thing that arrived, the keyboard.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Put it by the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had to look.
What was the thing with all the bubble wrap?
All the bubble wrap?
Huge box. One huge box by the door that's just like filled with bubble wrap. I'm trying to imagine what was in it because like the whole box is bubble wrap, like big box, like this big. Square.
I don't know. I thought that was Josh's stuff because there were a couple of boxes that have my address on that Josh used. I don't know. I'll have to check.
Maybe.
I might have been sent something and not been aware of it.
No, I mean it's empty. It's just whatever was in it has been taken out.
Oh, well, if it's empty, then I've just used it to stuff the carcasses of other boxes in then.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
It's been well ripped apart. It looks well like it's been attacked by an Adam.
In that case, it's been attacked by an Adam.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Arturia make really good stuff. And this top thing is the new Behringer Swing, which isn't just a keyboard, it's a step sequencer, which is the thing that Arturia are known for. Arturia, like Liam is holding there, that's the beat step. And yeah, so this is the key step. And Arturia weren't happy about this, so they put a post up on Twitter that was seriously? So yeah, then the CEO of Arturia, Frederick Brun, put out a statement that was long, but to summarize, Arturia said that what Behringer had been doing is resurrecting old synths. Great, brilliant, because nobody's doing that. When you're copying bit for bit a product from a company that's still currently trading and selling that product, that's over the line.
Yeah, boo Behringer.
Yeah. So, yeah, the final word from the guy at Arturia was, I don't get why Behringer are doing this when they have these massive R&D teams that could make something that competes with our product that isn't just a straight ripoff. Because that's the thing, is they could just make something that does a similar thing, but with a different design.
Even like move the buttons around a bit. I mean, come on.
That's the thing, is it's too close. It's far too close for comfort. Music Tribe responded with blah, 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 blah. The last line, we do understand that we are a fierce competitor and at times controversial as we relentlessly push the envelope. Which I think is a translation from the German. But yeah, basically it says, we're bigger than you, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's a come at me, bro line at the end.
Yeah.
At which point, I definitely, if I was Arturia, I would definitely get someone to open up one of the Behringer products and see how closely it has ripped it off. Because
yeah,
I mean, there'll be IP in there.
It's beyond the thing of like copying a guitar pedal circuit, isn't it? It's like if you get the Behringer version of a Boss DS1, the Boss DS1's been around 40 years or more, and it's so simple that like an interested, educated 10-year-old could build it on a breadboard. This is not that. This is some seriously clever programming. And Behringer have been caught before doing stuff like this. So it may well be a limited edition product, the Swing, as some sort of, yeah. And
see how this one develops.
Yeah. But Behringer will clone literally anything. And that brings us to our final product, Behringer to clone their own MIDI controller and a theremin. So the theremins are kind of a cool idea, I think, because no one's making proper kind of
Theremins
instruments.
are cool.
Yeah. I mean, if Behringer are doing something like that, fair play to him. That's kind of cool. Nobody apart from maybe Moog are doing theremins, and when Moog do theremins, it's like the Rolls Royce of theremins, which means it's not a direct competitor. Fair play. This is kind of a cool, neat little toy. And I like the idea of this. This is the Behringer. They used to make the BCR 2000, which is a big chunky panel with a load of fader knobs on. I never used it. I never really got the need for it, but there are quite a few people that I've known who found them genuinely useful. Now that they've got like updated tooling and more advanced hardware, it looks like, yeah, that's the BCR 2000. Big, horrible, ugly, chunky unit from the mid-2000s. And I mean, it looks like
I remember that.
Yeah, looks like it's from the mid-2000s. They also made a motorized fader version of it, which I always wanted, but
that's why I remember it, because when we were setting up the studio, we were always looking for them, because we were always looking for motorized stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why we ended up with that huge big thing downstairs.
God, yeah, we ended up with an 8-channel Yamaha desk that was the size of, well, it was bigger than a St. Bernard.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's
I always wanted the fader version of them. Yeah.
You know, it was 10 years ago that we finished the first studio.
Wow.
I got a 10 years ago Facebook notification thing this morning, and it was the picture of you looking through the glass after we put the first window in.
Oh wow.
When you first stand there, you got your arms folded looking at it going, huh, that's a studio. It was just a hole in the wall a minute ago.
Yeah.
And
oh, how far we've come.
10 years ago. Yeah.
Oh man.
We've definitely we were it's interesting. We were talking last week about that 5%.
Yeah.
And I think what's also interesting in terms of perspective and also time frame of technology, that 5% over the last 10 years has probably increase to 10 to 15% now, at least, or maybe even 20, 30, given that over time things improve as well. So when you slowly improve stuff as technology improves and things, like the sound that we were able to produce 10 years ago,
Yeah.
it's not just 5% worse than now, is it?
No, I mean that was always the philosophy, was that we can get the basic 95% of the way there with any equipment as long as we plan right, and the last 5% is the shiny expensive gear. But yeah, we've definitely surpassed what we were aiming for then, and we're still going. And that's
So
yeah.
Just I think it's perspective as well, and like, you're 100%. I think you're never going to get to 100%. Is what I'm trying to say. I think.
Yeah. Oh
That-
yeah.
That perpetual 5%, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what I think realized by looking back at that and thinking, wow, that was 10 years ago. Okay, we're trying to increase by 5%. We've definitely done that, and some.
Oh, easily, yeah. But you can get to that point at the kind of at the top where you almost become a cork sniffer, because you are chasing that last little bit, and you become the perennial tone chaser where money is no object, but you just need the next piece of gear, the better piece of gear. It's like, yeah, you've got to be careful when you reach that crest.
I think that's when it actually becomes lateral though. So it's 5% to get to a sound. So at the time we were going for like alt rock, sort of post hardcore, pop punk sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas now we've got a studio that can do a much broader range of music at a higher level.
Yes.
It's not just on one small niche. Like he said, the Slate mic you were talking about.
Yeah.
You can use that for a million different things.
Yes, it's not genre specific, which is great. But yeah, I mean, aside from a few niche genres, I think I've definitely settled into being able to work in most, because you learn how to do the different things, especially in what we were doing early on, which was whatever was thrown at us. It's like, right, learn quick.
The first band we ever worked with, FOAK, in a music video together, that is.
Yes.
I bumped into the lead singer the other day. Guess where I bumped into him?
Go on.
He's a network engineer for our new ISP.
No.
Yeah. I called up support and it was him on the other end of the line.
Was it what, Daz or Vlad?
Vlad,
wow. Bloody hell.
He trained as a network engineer, doesn't do music anymore.
Wow.
He was a fantastic rapper. He was so fast. Manchester rap, man. Underestimated.
Yeah. Well, he once did a like proper speed rap. Was it in Serbian? Is he Serbian? Was that? If I got that right. Yeah, where he could do the proper like twister thing, but then he would just switch it up and do the same thing in a different language at the kind of speed where you're just looking at it going, how, what? Sorry? And then he would be able to go back and double track it. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, he did. We did some double tracking with him in the studio, didn't we?
Yeah, and he was just absolutely on the ball. Yeah, terrifying.
Any more news, or should we jump to questions?
That was the end of the news with the Behringer Berryman. I've got to buy one just because it's called a Berryman.
Yeah, man.
Oh God. Yeah. So yeah,
I'll have some vinegar. Well done.
I have my mum's vinegar. That okay, sure.
Let's have a look, see what we got.
Carrot, milk, carrot, milk. Back to the main camera view. That was all the deals and the news.
Word on the street is Liam has an OnlyFans account. I do. Okay.
Depends what you're willing to pay.
Yeah, there is no Black Friday deal for that because I am not in control of it. What else have we got?
Let's see. We've had a very busy chat this evening, which has been great. Let's just have a look at all the stats. Just very, very busy. I'm glad everybody's stuck around. Now go and buy lots and lots of our lovely deals. I have to go and do the jobs that I can't tell you about, as well as finish the no cheap huge TV deals. Well, those are almost expected at this point, I guess. If you want a huge TV, just look on Amazon or wherever your local big box retailer is. You don't need us to show you that bit. You can walk into any Walmart or Best Buy or whatever tomorrow and just be like, I want a TV, please. And they go, do you want the extra large or the real extra large? How big's your wall? You go, well, you want the size up.
Yeah, I fell into that trap earlier this year.
I think a lot of us did when the lockdown happened.
TV now, yeah.
70.
Lockdown, we bought 70-inch TV, yeah.
Yeah, I play second fiddle. I got 65. But I tell you what,
our lounge is huge though, isn't it? So
yeah, it's true. Oh, the size of our front room, 65 dominates the room. It's great.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like perspective wise, you win like from where you'll be sitting.
Oh yeah, from if you sit on one particular seat just at the end of the sofa, you're in the cinema. It's great.
I mentioned I figured it out that the best way to figure out the size of your screen is to open up YouTube on your phone, put it in landscape mode, start watching a video, and then hold it up to the wall. Whatever distance it is from your face is the natural size that you prefer to watch something at. And then if you close one eye, however big that would be against the wall is the size of the TV you should have.
So 107 inch.
Mine works out at 71 inches.
Hey. Hello, Eduardo. Rolling in a little late in chat. The Shure mic has been released. It's great. The review video is filmed, but is not out yet. I've been doing so much stuff to try and get everything ready for Black Friday and other things that I've got going on that my editing pipeline is now backed up from one town to the next. It's I've got so many videos now that I have filmed and have not finished the edit on. It's getting a bit silly. So yeah, I need to just lock myself in a dark room with someone poking me in the ribs every 5 minutes saying, edit video, edit video.
Well, we've got a stand up tomorrow where I can do that with you.
Yes, we do indeed. And there's a lot going on. It's good. But yeah, I mentioned at the top of the stream that my daughter's nursery has been closed for a week and a bit. So I've had to be at home with her every day, which is taking up a lot of my time at the moment, which is fine. But the other thing that I may as well tell you, this isn't a secret, is that I am working on a video comparing pretty much every Celestian guitar speaker that you can buy right now, not like vintage ones, everything you can actually buy on the shelf. And
yeah, I think they're all downstairs, right?
Most of them, the ones that aren't, are in my kitchen. Yeah, I think I still need to get 2. I need to go through what I have and check the list. It's getting silly now. But yes, I decided that why would I play guitar on this massive undertaking when I can get people who are far better than I to play the guitar parts? So for the clean and the bluesy sounds of the Fender Twin, I've confirmed now that Ross Campbell, the bulletproof guitarist, is going to be doing the clean sounds there. For the crunchy sounds, I've now confirmed that Jamie Humphreys, who's been a guest on the podcast, will be playing the crunchy AC/DC-ish guitars there. He's the guy who's played in Brian May's band and done all sorts of huge stuff. John Brown from Monuments has agreed to do the kind of progressive metal stuff. So it's really shaping up to be a big video. Now I'm trying to get one of the neo soul players to do that stuff. And I'm trying to get a real brutal metal player to do the trug stuff. Because John Brown, he's great, but he does the slightly more modern metal, less gain, more attack, genty kind of thing. And I'm trying to get someone in for the real extreme stuff. But because they're not confirmed, I'm not going to say any names on those last remaining 2 yet, just in case they don't say yes. but that's really shaping up to be big. I'm probably going to have to start doing the actual filming for that over Christmas. So it's going to be a while off yet, because I've got a ton of other videos to, like I said, finish the edits on and actually get filming on the next round. But it's going to be a big epic video. That one is probably going to be a 2 to 3 hour video. That's going to be the speaker comparison video to end all speaker comparison videos. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be that good and comprehensive that for years to come, people look at it and go, I'm not touching that. That's the hope, is to, you know, I've met people in the last couple of years who look at me and go, oh, I've seen your speaker videos. They were really good. And that's great. But now I want to build on that. Now I want to be the top of that tree. And it's going to take a lot of effort, and it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of production value. But yes, that is the top of the tree. So people in chat saying, get Rabia or get Ola. I'll see who can get in contact with them, because the 3 people I've confirmed, like I said, Jamie and Ross and John, are all people I know personally. So they're people who I could call them and ask. Rabia, I've not met. Ola doesn't even live in this country. But you never know. I'll see who knows the guy who knows the guy, but they're remote chances. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because that's the kind of thing where, like I said, I don't want to confirm anything on the ones that I haven't. I don't want to even overly speculate, because it could be that I phone one of these people and they say, you know what, I'm too busy, or I wish I could, but I can't fit it in, or who the hell are you? Why are you calling me? Why aren't you wearing any pants? Or any variation of the above. Did they see me do the room reverb in the shower thing? Well, that might not be the best place to introduce myself. Yeah. Although it seems people are getting in contact with me recently, which is good. A guy called Jason McNamara called me out of the blue a few days ago. Really nice guy.
Guy.
Yeah, Australian guy that lives in Tokyo.
Yeah, I picked up the phone to him.
Yeah, so I ended up having a Zoom call with him. Really good guy. He seems to know everybody. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny how I'm almost kind of on the cusp of, you know, where they say, oh, in this industry, you know everybody. I think through 6 degrees of separation, it's getting smaller and smaller for me, because I know people who do know everybody. But I'm not.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know Warren. So
yeah, exactly. Between Warren knows all the rockers.
Warren and then, yeah, 2 degrees from Warren, and pretty much that's probably everyone in the music industry.
Well, between Warren, Henning, and John Brown, they know most of the rock and metal guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, things like that video are very much made possible by you guys through Patreon, because Celestian have helped out by sending me a box full of their speakers, but they haven't sent them all. And the ones they haven't sent, because I'm being super thorough and I want to include them all, I've had to go and buy them myself with studio money. And that has to come from somewhere to make these kind of epic videos. And so everybody who's helping on the channel really goes a long way. And so I do want to thank you all for helping, because it's making crazy stuff like this possible. I have shelves full of speakers now, and it's getting a bit, like our storeroom has 4 or 5 boxes full of speakers. I do need to tidy that storeroom now, because it's getting to be a overgrown wilderness of boxes again. But yeah. Oh yeah, Glenn has some metal guys, absolutely. But like, yeah, Glenn knows a few people. John Brown knows everybody on the kind of modern metal side. Also, my old mentor, one of my good friends, Mark, knows everybody else in metal. Al says, will the patron list be updated soon at the end of each video? Yes, absolutely. The videos that have been going out that were pre-recorded were ones that I've been editing that I finished editing a good few weeks ago. So the patron list on there is rather out of date. And I do need to update the one for live as well. So I will make a point of doing that. You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I'll do that tonight. Update patron end list. That's now on my list, and I will do that. Thank you for the heads up, Al. Because, yeah, I do want to make sure that everyone is properly thanked. I'm running around like my head's on fire all the time, but little reminders like that do go a long way. Yes.
Indeed, they do.
Any more orders of business?
Kind of what I do.
Yes. Yes, Liam does go, oh, have you done this yet? Have you done that yet? Have you done this yet? But he can only really
do anything else. I mean, he's the talent in this scenario. Once upon a time, I was the talent, but he's far surpassed me now.
Well, I don't know. You still do some things better than me, like websites.
Oh yeah, but it's all boring stuff, though, isn't it? I mean, I used to do fun stuff better than you. Now it's all just boring crap.
Well, you've gone back to some stuff, like the lighting that you've got right now is fairly dramatic. I don't know whether that's intentional, but...
It's not on purpose.
Oh, you should have said it was.
Nah, I'm honest. I can make it blue, though, if that helps.
Yeah. Oh, Marty says Patreon Q&A. That is in the edit pipeline, just like everything else is. I will be editing that along with everything else fairly soon. I only have 1 or 2 videos left that are finished editing, so I'm definitely going to have to sit down very soon and edit all the stuff that I have built up. I did a Q&A with all the patrons recently. I took all the questions. I answered all the questions. So that video is coming. And ended up getting jammed in the pipeline with all the other videos. So, yes, that will very soon be... removed from the pipeline with a thunk and a push, and will be out in front of your very eyes. And so, yes, when that is out, because it has been a while since I made the call for patrons' questions, as soon as that's out, I think I'll then put out another call for more patrons' questions, and then start that as a fairly semi-regular, kind of bi-monthly maybe thing. Because then even if it takes me a month or 2 to finish the edit on the next one, it becomes, a regular cycle then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, David. Yeah, you did miss that, unfortunately. But like I say, I'm going to do another one. It wasn't a one-off. There we go. So, yes, there is always more to come. And yeah, I'm kind of getting held up at the moment with, my edit list is big, but that will be worked through soon enough, because I've been preparing a lot of stuff recently, like these. I was hoping that these cabinets that I've been doing with 2 Notes would be ready in time to be released for Black Friday, so they had to be high priority. I've got some impulse responses IR packs coming out with Lancaster Audio. They had to take priority, but because of behind the scenes reasons, they've not been out for Black Friday yet. It's all a little frustrating, but hindsight is a funny thing. If I'd known that these things wouldn't be ready by Black Friday, I would have changed the order round and had more videos edited. You can't predict the future like that, You try your best.
You do what you do.
Random question. What are your opinions on guitar amp effect plugins? Thinking about IK Multimedia versus Positive Grid versus other stuff. I mean, what's my opinion? My opinion is extensive and nuanced. They're all fine. It depends what you want to do with each one. It depends how much you want to pay. It depends what you need. It depends what genre you're working in. I mean, if you're working in metal, don't go for any of those. Go for the Neural DSP stuff, like Granifier is one hell of a great sounding amp sim, but it doesn't have things like choruses and flanges and wahs and all the stuff that Amplitude has. Positive Grid, I don't like any of their stuff. I did a video a while back on Bias Effects 2, which I even said in the video I didn't like at the time until I put the Celestian impulses on them, and it made it sound a ton better. But even then, compared to other sims that have come out since, they have improved on sound as it is. Voxish versus Fenderish versus Marshallish stuff. Well, that's trickier because, like, especially Vox, trying to get a realistic sounding Vox amp that isn't an actual Vox amp is incredibly difficult. The way that single-ended EL84s react is very hard to replicate in software. And so that's why you don't hear very many Vox users going on to the whole like Axefx Kemper software route, because that particular amp tricky. Fenderish, again, there is some really good stuff out there. And Marshallish, that covers a huge ground. Difficult to say. But then Amplitude 5 just came out. It's worth trying a demo of that, see how far you get there. But yeah, the one thing to understand if you're asking a broad question like that is you will never, ever get an amp sim to sound like you think it will sound. It will only ever sound like that amp through a microphone in another room, because that's what these plugins are designed to do. They're designed to sound like the recorded tone. So if you're expecting an amp to sound like you sat in the room with the amp, it won't. You will be disappointed. I get that reaction from guitarists who are not looking into production all the time. They always say, oh, it doesn't feel like the real thing. It's like, it does, but you're not supposed to be sat next to it. You're supposed to be like, if you've ever recorded a professional recorded album, generally speaking, they have the amp in the live room. You're in the control room where you can hear things at a sane volume level through the microphone. So you already know how it's going to sound on record as you record it. And that way you then very quickly become adapted to something different to being in the practice room or actually being on the stage. And once you understand that key difference, then you play amp sims and then you go, oh, this is exactly the same. Because it's a different perspective. But amp sims don't explain themselves very well. That's the thing. Like, I've used Fender Twin sims that sound okay, or even sound good. I've used actual Fender Twins. I own one now, and through the microphones, it sounds good. I walk into that room, plug straight into that amp and play a chord, and it knocks me over. It hits me in the chest and blows me backwards. And it feels great, but it's a different perspective. And it's one that is not replicable through software, which isn't a bad thing. It's just different. Generally, the aim of using an amp sim in recording software is exactly that, recording software, because you need it to sound right on a recording. The thing that most of us guitarists don't get first off until, many years down the line usually, is that people who listen to your music, they don't hear the guitar the way you hear it. They don't stand on stage where you stand. They don't stand in the practice room. They only ever hear it through the microphones, either coming out of the PA system or coming out of their headphones or hi-fi system. They hear it very differently to you, and they are not musicians. They do not have discerning taste, no matter how much they tell you they do. Yeah. So that's always something that's made me smile, and actually has improved my mixing over the last several years, is letting go of trying to please the musicians individually. You have to take into account the entirety when it comes to recording a song. But yeah, yeah, it's just setting expectations. You can get some great sounds out of something like a Kemper or an Axe Effects or some of this software. It's just different. And that's okay.
Indeed.
Yes.
It's 10 o'clock.
Oh, wow. That went fast.
Yeah, it's time for me to take my dogs out. So I do need to go.
Who?
Doors.
Okay. Well, that's also a good point for me to make the new patron end list and maybe grab myself a second cocktail. So if there are any spelling mistakes, I apologize in advance. But yes, it's been a lot of fun, and I will see you all next week.
Yes, see you then. Adios.
Yes. Goodbye.
Hey everyone, that might be the end of the video, but if you fancy carrying on this conversation, we have a Discord server, link is in the description. We're also on Patreon, which is something you can really help us with. We also are on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Hot Pole Studios. See you there.